Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to AADL TV today. My name is Lucy and today I am going to show you how to make jellyfish friendship bracelets. Now I know this bracelet doesn't look like a jellyfish, but you will see when we start making them why I call them that. And before we get started, what you can do if you are enjoying watching our videos on AADL TV, you can go ahead and like this one and you can subscribe to the channel so you can see lots more of what we're doing. All right, so let's gather what we need and get ready to get started. To get started with your jellyfish friendship bracelet, you will need some embroidery floss. I have a lot of colors here. You won't need this many colors. You will either need 7 strands or 14 strands if you want to do 2 strands at one time. But they can be the same color. They could be 2 different colors. They could be 7 different colors. They could be 14 different colors if you have them. So you will need something like that. Some string or embroidery floss works the best. You are going to need a piece of paper, and it can be a piece of paper from a printer. It could be thicker paper like cardstock. It could be part of a cereal box, so that's even a little firmer. And then you're going to need something that is circular to trace. And you can trace if it was something like this, doesn't really matter what size it is, probably about the size of this, the bottom of this little cream cheese container, or I could do the top to make it bigger. So I would trace this to get a circle. And this is how I'm going to make the template for my bracelet. Whoops, that wasn't very good. So once you have a circle, you want to put some lines in it. You're going to need 8 lines. So you just need something with a straight edge. I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to go across the circle like this and put a little line there and a little line there. And this doesn't really need to be super precise. The lines need to be sort of in the middle and sort of across from each other, but you will get the general idea of how you can create a template. So I'm going across the other way, making 2 lines. So now I have 4 lines. I'm gonna go across here. So across diagonally one way to get a total of 6 lines, and then across diagonally the other way for my 7th and 8th line. And then I am going to put a little circle in the middle. So as you can see from my example here, it does not need to be really neat and tidy. You just need something round, the basic shape that you're going to use to make your bracelet. So the next step will be cutting this out. Okay, so I have my circle here, which I'm going to cut out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Best you can do. Just like that. And then I want to cut along each one of these little 8 lines that I made. Just about that much. And then we're going to want to put a hole right here in the middle. So you can do that a couple ways. You could use scissors. Don't recommend just poking right through. That's not super safe. So you can kind of gently fold it like that and make a little snip. And that will give you a little bit of an opening. Or you can ask a grown-up to help you make a hole. You can kind of use the top of a pencil to make it a little bit bigger. So there you have your disc all cut out with your hole in the middle. And then you're going to want to get some string ready. Okay, so here I have 7 pieces of string that I cut. And the way that I decided how long to make it, I don't have a ruler or anything here with me. So I just used a piece of paper. I know if I take a piece of paper from a printer that it's going to be 11 inches on the long side. So I measured my string against the side of the paper 1 time and then another half. So 1.5 times the length of a paper. So that is 11, and half of 11 is 5.5. So that's about 16 inches, which works perfectly. So then we want to get this all threaded into our template. Okay, so now we are going to get our 7 or 14 threads through this little hole. And that is where a pencil can come in handy. If you take your threads, you lay them across the top of your circle, your disc like this. And you take a pencil or a pen, you can kind of use that to help guide them through that hole. And then they might come out on the other side like that. So you just pull them a little bit. So then you have them on both sides. So now we're going to get it all set to work with. So I'm going to tie a knot on this side. And I want to make sure I'm leaving enough here so that I can tie the ends of my bracelet together when I'm done. And then on the other side, we are going to want to put if you're using 7, 1 thread through 7 of these slits. If you're using 14, you're going to want to put 2 threads in each one. So since I have 7 threads here, it will go like this. So I have threads through 7 of the slits, take 1 empty one. So here I am with that little disc that I made, and I have threaded strings through 7 of the 8 little slits that we cut. And you can see the reason that I call it a jellyfish friendship bracelet is that it has all of these strings hanging down. So from this angle, it looks a little bit like a jellyfish. Then our knot is on the other side. So you're going to want to do one simple movement to make this bracelet the whole time. You're going to start with this empty space facing you like this. And then you're going to count up 3 spaces from the empty one. 1, 2, 3. So right here. So if you're looking at this, it's going to be this one, which is sort of like 10 o'clock on a clock face. So always 3 away from the empty slit. And you're going to take the strings that are in that 10 o'clock space out. and you're going to move them into the empty space. So if I angle it down a little bit like this, you can see it more easily. I have the empty space facing me. I'm going to take the strings that are 3 away, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move them into the empty space. And then I'm going to turn it, with the empty space facing me again. It doesn't matter which way you turn it, if you turn it counterclockwise or clockwise, but just make sure that you turn it the same way every time. That's going to help create a pattern underneath. And so you're just going to keep doing that same thing. The 10 o'clock space into the empty space. And then I'm turning it, moving the 10 o'clock space into the empty space. And I'm going to keep moving. And sometimes you kind of have to pull on them so that they don't get tangled, because in the beginning, these little jellyfish tentacles are pretty long. So we'll take the 10 o'clock space and move it into the empty space. And then I'm kind of pulling down on my knot as I go, because you can't really see it yet. But that side is where the bracelet's going to come out. So we'll do a few more here. And then I can show you what it looks like when you really have done a little bit of it. It does take some time, but what's nice about this project, since you know you're always going from that 10 o'clock space to the empty space, and you're always turning it the right way, you can take a break. You can put it down, you can go have a snack, you can read a book, you can come back and be like, oh, I'm going to work on my bracelet some more. Let me see. Oh, I'll point this empty space right toward me, and then I'll count up 3. 1, 2, 3. And there I go. I'm getting started again. So that actually makes it a great thing to sort of travel with. It's not very big, and something that you can come back to. So I'm going to work a little bit more on mine, and then I'll show you what I've got. Okay, so I've been at it for a while, and you can see that I'm starting to have something actually coming out of there. It's this kind of neatly woven beginning of a bracelet. Very exciting. And I wanted to also show you, you can see how my little jellyfish template is getting very bent and crinkly here, and that's okay. That happens as you go along, and what's great is it's so easy to make them that you can make another. But if you made it on a cereal box or a piece of cardboard, it might be a little firmer, and that might not happen as much. But it's completely normal if that is happening to you. So I'm just going to keep on working on that, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so when you have finished as much of your bracelet as you would like, I think this looks good for me, what you're going to do is you're going to slip it off of your template. So you can just pull each of those strings off kind of carefully. Like that. And then you're going to just pull it out of the template, and you can tie another knot here if you like. You have a knot down here already. Or you can just go ahead and tie this piece to this piece. You could have somebody tie it if you're going to wear it as a bracelet. Maybe you want to have them tie it around your wrist, like that. Or you can give it to somebody else, in which case you probably want to tie, if you're not going to put it on your wrist right away, I would say go ahead and tie a knot in this second end right here. So I'm going to do that. And that is how you make a jellyfish friendship bracelet. So I hope you have fun doing that, and it's something that you find you can do a lot of. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch me on AADL TV. We have lots more story times and crafts and fun programming, so keep coming back. Thanks.